Nation? Hope you are having an amazing Tuesday. My name, of course, Philip DeFranco. And a quickie update before we jump into news and top stuff and things. There are 24 hours left if you want to snag a Portal shirt while they are available, so you can get something cool for yourself while you support the show. But let's jump into the first story of the day. And Nation, the first thing I want to talk about today is our BAMF of the day, Stephen St. Bernard. Reason being is Mr. Bernard was taking a stroll in Brooklyn, as one does during the summer, but his day took a dramatic turn when he saw 7-year-old Kaylee McCree crawling out of her window. Then witnesses told police that the autistic girl had pushed aside the accordion closure that held the air conditioning unit in her apartment, and then this happened. Yo. And Mr. St. Bernard caught her! Now the bad news, Mr. St. Bernard tore a tendon by catching the girl, but the very good news is the girl is 100% fine. And even though Steve, who is an MTA bus driver, said, "I'm not a hero, I did what anyone else would have done, it was out of natural instincts," I say screw that, sir. You are a hero, you are a BAMF, and Mr. St. Bernard, you should get the accolades that come along with being a hero. Also, side note to the story, because I know that I was asking the question, where was the mom? She was in the house, but even authorities said that it was not her fault, and if anyone is at fault, it was the people that installed the air conditioning unit. So this, of course, being America, someone's probably gonna get sued. And we jump from our BAMF of the day to our douchebags of the day, and this story comes out of Florida. And that's because at 1:30 in the morning, 2 Lake County Sheriff Office deputies were looking for someone wanted for attempted homicide. And so they're looking around until they find the guy's motorcycle, and they're like, "Oh, he's in that house, house 114. I'm guessing just on a whim, because they didn't want to verify things. So they go up to apartment 114 at 1:30 in the morning, and they knock. Then you have the guy that actually lives in apartment 114, 26-year-old Andrew Lee Scott. He wakes up and he's like, "It's 1:30 in the morning, someone's slamming on my door. I'm gonna get my gun." Police then continue to slam on this guy's door, not announcing that they are police. The officers saying they skipped this step for safety reasons. Andrew then finally opens the door. He has his weapon in hand. Police see it and they shoot and kill this guy. The big note, this guy is not wanted for attempted homicide. In fact, the guy that parked the motorcycle lived in the place next door. And the police department is standing by their officers, saying it was just a bizarre set of circumstances. The bottom line is, you point a gun at a deputy sheriff or police officer, you're gonna get shot. And I imagine he later expanded on that quote to justify a police officer shooting an innocent man in his own home. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, this is the exact reason why certain places in our country are passing laws, real laws, that allow private citizens to shoot and kill, let's say, a police officer if they enter their home under wrong reasons. Now, the one good thing is they are investigating it, but the people investigating it are the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. And for reasons I 100% understand, police officers have police officers' backs, and I imagine nothing's gonna happen except, oh, they have administrative leave for murdering a man in his home. And most likely you're not gonna be held responsible for that, and that kinda kills me. And I guess the ultimate point to this story is fucking Florida, man. And Nation, next up I want to jump into sexy time news, but instead of me delivering said news, I thought it might be slightly less perverted if I took one of the female interns and had her do it, so yeah. Also in advance, no, all of my interns are not young Asian girls. Not all of them.
Sup Nation, I'm Intern Reina and I'm here to bring you some sexy time news. Today we have the very sexy Rosie Jones, and congratulations because 1, you're super freaking hot, and 2, because it was just her 21st birthday. So I guess congratulations to her for legally being able to show her boobs for 3 years. So if you want to celebrate, click that link down below for galleries, videos, photos, and all that other fun stuff. So I'm gonna go get Phil some coffee. Minna ikaw shittere ne.
Nation, give it up for the lovely and very nervous Intern Reina. If you were clapping, I don't know why. You are by yourself looking at a computer. This is a video. Jeez, but the next thing I do want to talk about today is airplane news. Oh, it's so exciting. But there was some interesting stuff, like the UK is gonna get a taste of the TSA. Of course, the Olympics are in London this year, and the G4S and other security people are like, oh, we need more people. Because I don't know, if you're a terrorist and you're like, how could I make a statement? The Olympics is like your World Series, or your Olympics. So travelers from all over the world going to the Olympics, or just Brits in general, sorry for the Americans that are most likely gonna grab your junk. Are bad. Which actually, a fun side note about the TSA touching your junk. Let's talk about Jonah Falcon. You might have heard about Jonah on like Tosh.0 or, you know, The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, and that is because he is the largest penis in the world. And the reason we're talking about him today is the TSA stopped him because they thought he had a bomb in his pants. When they asked Mr. Falcon about the bulge, he said, well, it's my dick. They then, not understanding that God had a sense of humor to give this guy the biggest penis in the world, proceeded to pat down and powder the man's crotch. And then finally, Nation, it's not all about the TSA because we have to talk about Delta, or as I call them, what do you mean Virgin Airlines doesn't fly there? But the reason we are talking about Delta today is 2 flights from Amsterdam to Atlanta had a special lunch on them, and those were sandwiches described to the authorities as those having needles in them. And when I say needle, I don't mean like a syringe, nothing crazy like that, just, you know, like a sewing needle in a sandwich that people ate. Out of these 2 mess-ups, 1 person was injured, though they refused medical treatment for some reason, and ultimately I mention this story for two reasons. One, to go, Delta, you crazy! And two, to everyone, not just the ladies, before you jam something into your mouth, investigate the situation. It might turn out that upon further investigation, you don't want that thing in your mouth. That's just advice to live by in any situation. A nation, that is going to be the final thing I talk about today. I know today is a slightly shorter show, but I have to run to this thing that I can let you know about later this week. They say I can't tell you yet, but it's very, very exciting and awesome. And just a quickie reminder, if any day you feel not 100% filled in, remember SourceFed. The rest of the DeFranco crew talked about Dark Knight psychology, cyborg hate crimes, apps that figure out if you have cancer, and they post videos every day. I do, so links to that down below, annotations at the end of the video. And I do want to leave you with a question of the day. If a flim flam could flam fleek, could a fleek fleek flick flip floop? Obviously the scenario for this question is underwater. Let me know in the comments down below. But nation, that brings us to the part of the show where I'll throw something at your face, and today it is a Portal t-shirt along with $50 worth of stuff from forhumanpeoples.com. That made possible thanks to those of you in the nation using netflix.com/PhillyD. Get a free month in. Of course, if you want to get pelted in the face with said things, just leave a comment on this video, join the conversation. And of course, a big thanks if you clickety-clack the like button, favorite, share wherever you share things. But super main point, my name's Philip DeFranco, you've just been filled in. I love your faces, and I'll see you tomorrow.